Hey guys, Allan Blain here. I want to talk to you in this training video about how to recruit offline and specifically how to recruit leading with business and how to have an unlimited, you can absolutely have, and I believe there is an unlimited supply of leads out there. When people say, hey, I'm having trouble knowing who to talk to, they are all around you. If you'll follow this simple script, and by the way, check down below in the description, I've included a link with a link to my Dropbox account, to the file of the actual script that I'm going to be training on. And let me tell you, it works. If you'll apply this, if you'll practice it, you'll be able to go into any public place, start a conversation with anybody, and within literally minutes, walk out with a name, a phone number, and even a time to follow up with somebody that is interested in learning more about our business. So before I jump into the actual scripts and start talking about that, I want to first talk just briefly. This is not a mindset video, but it's very important that if we're going to produce professional results, we have to get our mindset right, and that applies to every aspect of our business. So number one, we have to get over, before we go talk to anybody, we have to get over or be willing to push through the fear of what people think about us. I love, my favorite quote from the book GoPro is, and I'm going to go by memory here, but something to the effect of, you have to become a network marketing professional, you have to be willing to endure the temporary, the key word is temporary, loss of social esteem from ignorant people, they don't know any better, but temporary. Okay, you have to be willing to do that. You know, you've got to just not care about what other people say and what other people think. And a little tip, most people aren't thinking about us near as much as we think they're thinking about us. We've got to not be afraid of someone going, your ears are too big, your ears stick out, boo, whatever. We have to have such a big compelling why that we are going to do what we are going to do regardless of what people may think. And again, people aren't really thinking about us like we think they are. It's also very important to realize that no means not right now. It doesn't mean they're rejecting you. It doesn't mean they're saying no to you. You know, they're saying no to the training. They're saying no to the tools. They're saying no to the support that can completely change their life. And by the way, I've been using these scripts for many, many months. Actually a couple years since, and I've gotten literally, I think, two no's using these scripts, and I think you'll see why. The last thing before we jump into the scripts is this. Don't forget that only 7% of communication is the words that we say. So you can memorize a script, and that's good. But remember, the other 93% of our communication is our body language, it's our posture, it's our confidence, and selling is all about transferring our emotions, our belief to somebody else. Whether we're selling our spouse on saying yes to marrying us, whether we're selling our children on obeying us, we are transferring our belief to them, our emotions to them. And remember, 7% is the word you say, 93% is everything else. So be confident. We have gold. We're offering somebody a life-changing opportunity. With that being said, let's jump right into this. So, I love to start with a sincere compliment. There's nothing better than a sincere compliment. And when I am out and about, and I was at shopping for shoes, and I came away with 3 leads in less than an hour. 3 people's names, 3 people's numbers, 3 people that said they would like to listen to the podcast if I texted it to them, and a time to follow up with them, okay? It's that easy. But anyway, I always start, not always, but I like to start with a sincere compliment. So, the guy that was helping me with my shoes, it's like, hey, you are doing an amazing job. I really appreciate your professionality or your professionalism and your commitment to customer service or to excellence. I would love to have someone like you in my team. Let me ask you a question. I go, do you keep an open mind to additional sources of income? Sometimes I'll come right out and say that. And of course they say yes, why? I mean, who says no, right? What I like to also, sometimes I'll start with this. Can I ask you a serious question? After I've complimented them, right? Just gave them a compliment. They're feeling good about me. I ask them, can I ask you a serious question? And, you know, I might be smiling, I might be joking, but I get serious. Can I ask you a serious question? They're like, yes. Say, my company is expanding into the area. The company I work with is expanding in the area. And we're looking for a few sharp people like yourself. And what I want to know is, would you keep an open mind to doing something else if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing here, selling shoes, and if you, and maybe most importantly, had fun doing it and enjoyed doing it, and if it could, and if it could create a second income stream for you, a second source of income that could potentially be equal to or possibly even greater than your current income, would that be something you'd be, interested to learn about? Would that be something you'd be open to? Maybe is another way to say it. Either way works. What's the answer they're going to say? In every case, I've done this hundreds of times. Every time it's yes, for sure, absolutely. Possibly sometimes it's sure. Why do you ask? What do you have? Right? So after they say yes, and I'm going to come back to that. Well, what do you have? What's your company do? I'm going to come back to that. But when they say yes, I say, great. I've got to run. I don't have much time right now, and you're busy working, whatever. So urgency and being busy is key. Okay, hopefully I'll come back to that too. I've got to run. I don't have time to go into much detail about it. But if I sent you a link to a 17-minute podcast that gives a little overview of what my company's doing, some pretty exciting stuff, and then that way you could listen to it and see, if you think it's a fit for you or not before we talk. It'll save both of us some time. Would that be something you'd listen to? Does that sound familiar? If I will you, the first opt-in of the triple opt-in. And they say 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, they'll say, sure. And I like to say, a little takeaway, I say, super. I can't promise you anything, okay? But if you like what you hear, I'd like to set up a time to go ahead and talk afterwards. What's a good number? And I pull out on my phone. Oh, my phone's recording. Here it is. Here it is. I pull out my phone and I say, what's a good number to text you to? I'm going to text you the link here just later on this evening or later on today. What's your number? Is that a 509 area code or is that a 280? What is your area code? And boom, boom, boom. Confident. I want their number, right? To text them the link so that I can follow up. And then I'm going to follow through with the triple opt-in of scheduling a time to follow up, which I'm not going to go into that on this training. There's another training I have here on my YouTube channel at allanblaintv.com. You can look that up, okay? So, anyway, that's the script. It's that simple. And here's the bonus tip. If they ask you what it is, when you say, hey, you give them a sincere compliment. I'm going to recap here in closing. You give them the sincere compliment. You say, my company is the company I'm with is expanding into this area, because it is, because you're there. You are your business, right? So we're expanding into this area. We're looking for a couple sharp people like yourself to partner with. Let me ask you a serious question. I'd love to have someone like you on our team. If it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing, and you could really enjoy doing it, okay, that's key. You got to enjoy it. Got to be passionate about it, I believe. Life's too short. And if it could provide a second income for you that could potentially be equal to what you're making now, possibly even greater, possibly much greater, is that something you'd be open to learning about? They say yes. Great. Well, I've got to run, blah, blah, blah. But if they say yes, what is it? It's very, very simple. Hey, I work with an international company based out of Silicon Valley that is on a mission to end the trend of chronic disease. We're in the health and wellness industry. Through lifestyle changes, relating to diet, exercise, weight management, we're really into education. Is that something that sounds interesting to you? Yeah, okay, good. You're into health? Okay, cool. So anyway, I don't have time, gotta run. If I will you, right? And I'm back to, if I sent you a link to a 17-minute podcast, would you listen to it? Yes. It would give you an overview, and then, hopefully, it's not for everyone, but if it's a fit for you, you think it's a fit for you, or you want to learn more, then we can set up a time to talk. When do you think, it's 17 minutes, when do you think you'll get a chance to listen to it and go through the triple opt-in, okay? So that's what I say if they say, what is it? Or you could say, hey, I work with an international health and wellness company, been around for 60 years. Awesome company. Can't wait for you to listen to the podcast, see what you think. Can't wait to hear what you like best, see what stands out to you. I'd like to chat with you afterwards if, it's something you want to learn more about. If they say, what's the name of the company? I will tell them the name of the company. Okay? I won't beat around the bush, but I'm going to tell them the name of the company, and I'm going to come right back to, hey, everything you need to know is going to be in the 17-minute podcast. Look forward to talking to you afterwards, and I'm out of there. Okay? Remember 3 things. Here's the last closing comment. Bonus tip number 2. Remember 3 things. Your posture depends on the fact that you're busy, successful people are busy. Okay, people that don't have anything to do with their time typically aren't super successful. But you're busy. Your time is important. You're important, and so is their time important. And you're in control. So don't forget that. You're busy, you're important, and you're in control. Okay, those three things will help you with posture. Doesn't mean you're rude. Doesn't mean you rush. But it does mean you don't have all day to sit there and try and convince or sell somebody. All right? So I hope this has been helpful. Like I said, the link will be down in the description below to the actual script that I use. I kind of mix and match the script a little bit, but it'll give you the same basic outline I've been using for a couple years with great success. And if you like this, if this has been helpful, please share this training with someone else that you know that can benefit from it. And if you want to hear more and you want to be notified, please click right here and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you don't know the triple opt-in that I've referred to twice, click here and watch my 5-minute training. I think it's about 5 minutes on the triple opt-in. Until next time, this is Allan and Blain. You make it an amazing day.